Hello, Wayne. I love your stories. Please keep telling them. I have a story of my own I would like to tell you about. My boyfriend, me, and my son just moved to Manhattan last year. I am a nurse, so I moved there to get a new job paying excellent money. The problem is, my son is 14 years old. I put him in a new high school. About a month later, my boyfriend told me he realized some changes in my son's behavior. When I confronted my son about the way he was acting and staying out past curfew, he started cussing me out. I'm realizing now that this may have been a big mistake moving him to New York. Maybe I should have stayed in Chicago at my old job and forget about the money because this is not worth the risk or the money. About a month passes when I get a knock at the door at around 10 o'clock at night from a police officer. He had my son with him, and I come to realize my son is in big trouble. I found out that my son is hanging out with gangs, not just any gangs, but the new gangs that are popping up here in New York City. Now I regret ever moving here. This gang asked him to steal $30,000 worth of jewelry. But instead of breaking into the jewelry store, my son got caught robbing people as they came out of grocery stores and mini marts. And who else knows where he was going when he was robbing people of all their merchandise and their jewelry? But hold up. One of the guys he tried to rob was an off duty police officer. Heaven forbid, an off duty police officer. Can you believe this? And this is what got my son caught. Not only being 14 years old, I know he's not going to face time as an adult, but the officer did tell me that he could probably face time as an adult later on in life if he keeps up his shenanigans. I think that's what, yeah, shenanigans. That's the word. But what makes things worse, after court, he had to pay a restitution of $12,000 plus the $30,000 in goods and merchandise and jewelry that he stole from all these people. And I have to pay it back, not him. So, yes, it was a big mistake moving to Manhattan. I should have never left Chicago, but I am now quitting my job and I am moving out of here. Even though my son has to pay these fees, or I do, this is crazy. And I don't see how any parent would bring their children to New York and raise them here. It's a hole. And no one, no parent should be in this problem dealing with gangs like this and their children joining these gangs and having their life threatened if they don't do what the gangs tell them to do. I will never come back to New York ever again. Thanks, and please share my story, Vanessa. Well, thank you, Vanessa. That was a wonderful but sad story. And I'm sorry to hear that. And I would never move to New York. I myself live in California. And although we have a lot of gangs here in California, a lot, yeah, I've never heard of anything like that here in California, but it happens all the time. And there's really nothing you can do to stop it. And good luck moving back to Chicago because I heard that that was gang infested as well. And I'm not going to beat around the bush, but once your son's in a gang and you have to pay back all that money, you will continue paying that money regardless unless you put your son in jail or something and stop it. And I would let my son go to jail. That's it. I would just say, good luck. And I ain't bailing you out. That's just how I am. Anyway, thanks for your story. I'm Wayne, and I'll talk to you on the next one.